Are you thinking about buying a home? Or maybe you're in the middle of buying a home and you're wondering, am I missing something? In this video, we're talking about the hidden costs of buying a home and sharing our pro tips to reduce those expenses now. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back and for spending your time with me. My name is Lindsay and I'm proud to be your Anthem, Arizona realtor with the Wise Move AZ team at Realty One Group. On this channel, we have a lot of fun talking about all things Anthem and real estate every single Thursday, and we absolutely love having you along for the ride. I probably won't surprise anyone when I say that there's a lot more to buying a home than just the purchase price. It's important to us that you know what to expect and how to budget for it. We also want to help you keep a reasonable reserve fund that you can turn to if an unexpected expense does pop up. None of us like surprise expenses, but the most prepared and organized among us can roll with the punches when they do arise. Owning your own home is totally different than renting or living in a home that you don't own. Home ownership is wonderful in so many ways, but it is expensive and it requires careful budgeting and planning. In this video, we're looking at the hidden expenses you can expect to incur in two categories. Number one, pre-closing and closing costs. These are expenses directly related to the purchase of the home. Two, post-closing costs. These are costs that may be incurred immediately after the purchase or shortly thereafter. Pre-closing and closing expenses. I would love to tell you that you just need to come up with your down payment and poof, you're in the house. But that would be a lie. Instead, you'll probably find yourself incurring home expenses almost from the moment you go under contract. Let's talk about what they are and how to cut them back. Number one, inspections. It's likely that the first expenses you'll have in the home buying process are inspections. These will vary depending on the age and condition of the home, and they may include a general inspection, an HVAC inspection, a termite inspection, a pool inspection, and more. If you want more information on what inspections to consider when purchasing a home, click to watch this video. The bottom line is that you'll need to be prepared to lay out some of your hard-earned cash on inspections pretty quickly. Inspections are one area that I don't recommend cutting back on. You can shop around for pricing, but I never recommend going without an inspection just to save some cash up front. Chances are it'll come back to haunt you. Number two, lender fees. If you'll be paying cash for your home, you can ignore this. If you're getting a loan, there will be fees associated with getting your loan in place. This can include things like credit reports, appraisal fees, commissions, and more. It's important to shop around and find a lender that you trust and that is upfront with their fees. Number three, title and attorney fees. In Arizona, very few home purchases require an attorney, and most people opt to use a title company to handle the transaction. Either way, they'll have fees and costs associated with getting the title to your new home put into your name. Number four, escrow fees and adjustments. Your escrow officer will ensure that the money paid by you to purchase your new home is dispersed to the appropriate parties and that the remaining balance is transferred to the seller. Examples of the things that the escrow officer adjusts and handles payment of are HOA fees, taxes, insurance, the seller's mortgage, and more. The buyer may be responsible for payment of all or a portion of the escrow fees. Escrow fees are usually determined based on the purchase price of the property, and they vary from company to company. Chat with your agent or escrow officer. They'll be able to get you estimates on the title and escrow fees before you get too far into the home buying process. Number five, interest. Interest. Nobody loves paying interest, but it's a reality if you have a mortgage associated with the purchase of your home. Be prepared that your lender may require that interest due on your mortgage for the period between your closing date and the first day of the next month be paid in advance. Number six, utilities. You might be thinking, of course I have to pay utilities when I buy a house. That's a given. The part that surprises some people is that some utility companies require an initial upfront deposit before they'll activate services. It may depend on whether you've had services with them before and what your credit score is. When I first moved to the US, I didn't have a credit score here, so my deposits added up to nearly $500. Ouch. I, of course, got that money back after a certain period of time, but it was a bit of a surprise for sure. Number 7, insurance. If you're getting a loan, chances are that you'll be required to maintain insurance on the property. Even if you're not getting a loan, I strongly recommend that you get and keep insurance. The best way to save money on insurance is to shop around. I know it's tedious, but a couple of hours of work could save you a ton of money every year. Number 8, home warranty. As a buyer, you may want a home warranty in place to protect the major systems of the home. I recommend asking the seller to provide a 1-year home warranty in the offer documents. This is pretty common in Arizona. If the seller refuses, I recommend that you do some research into the different providers, what they cover, and how much it costs. Decide if it's worthwhile for you to purchase your own coverage or if you're better off setting money aside for major repairs down the road. Number 9, taxes. You may be required to pay a portion of property taxes at closing depending on how property taxes are assessed and paid in your area. I recommend that you talk to your escrow officer if you're worried about this number. Unfortunately, I don't have any great hacks for reducing property taxes. It's just one of those things. Post-closing expenses. Now let's talk about the expenses you're going to incur after you close on the house. Number 1, moving. Are you debating whether or not you should hire professional movers? If so, you may want to click and watch this video. Hiring professional movers can help to reduce your stress, but they can add significantly to your bill. If you're able to move yourself, you may be able to save some money. Number 2, appliances. Does the home you're buying include appliances? Including things like the fridge, the washer, and the dryer in your purchase contract can save you a lot of money when you move in. Let's be honest, you can't go very long without a fridge. So if the home you're buying doesn't include appliances, this is something you'll need to budget for upfront. Number 3, maintenance and repairs. When you own your own home, all of the maintenance and repair expenses are your responsibility, and they can vary depending on the age of the home. Obviously, older homes tend to be more expensive to maintain than newer homes, but there's no magic number here. For newer homes, it's probably safe to budget about 3% of the purchase price of the home, and for older homes, you may want to ratchet that up to about 5% of the value of the home per annum. If you allow your maintenance and repair fund to accumulate over time, i.e. you don't go spending it on something else if there's money left over at the end of the year, it should cover the mid-range expenses like painting the exterior of your home and the larger ticket items like the roof when they unexpectedly pop up. My best tip for saving money on maintenance and repairs is to try doing it yourself. Have a leaky faucet? Why not try fixing it yourself before you call the handyman or a plumber? There have been a few projects that have required the professionals at our house, but other than that, we go to the school of YouTube for our home maintenance lessons. For a list of home maintenance items you can't afford to forget, click to watch this video. Number 4, ongoing expenses. Every month you'll have expenses like utilities, internet, and cable. You may also have quarterly expenses like HOA fees and trash collection, and annually your expenses will include things like taxes and insurance. We recommend that you track all your expenses and budget for them with a 5% cushion to keep you safe when your various providers inevitably present you with rate increases. If you'd like tips on cutting your utility bills, click to watch this video. Number 5, home improvements. Most homeowners want or need to make improvements to their home, like updating kitchens or bathrooms, or do add-ons like decks, patios, or fire pits. We know, you hate the carpet in the bedroom. There is no end to what you might want to do to improve your living space. Budget for them so that you can enjoy those improvements free of financial stress. Also, keep in mind that they don't all have to be done at once. Your home is a work in progress. Be patient. There are potentially hundreds of other expenses associated with owning a home. Some you can avoid by doing yourself, and others you'll want to hire out, which adds to the expenses. Some of those expenses that come immediately to mind are house cleaning services, pool maintenance, security systems, and pest control. There are many others, and you'll learn what yours are as you come across them. So there you have it. I hope you're feeling ready to pay off the hidden costs of buying a home with confidence. If you're thinking about buying an Anthem, Arizona home and would like to learn more about working with us, drop me a comment below or send us an email at team@wisemoveaz.com. If you found this video helpful, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. Lastly, if you'd like tips on home maintenance items that will save you money in the long run, click to watch this video up top. Or if you'd like our advice on navigating your home purchase in a buyer's or seller's market, click to watch this video on the bottom. Enjoy those, and I'll see you next Thursday.